Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Martin Dreyfuss Show, and welcome back to the continued coverage of the Ukraine-Russia crisis. Recent news shows that the Ukrainians are actually, maybe not winning, but putting up a damn good fight. So, without further ado, let's listen to the Sun talk about the death toll of the Russians.
Fear that the Russians intend to invade the whole of Ukraine. The nonsense they were spouting about the Donbass, and it were, as ever with a whole series of dishonest claims, are not the case, and that's why you've seen a number of columns of Russian army entering the city from the south, from the north, from Belarus even, and indeed from the separatist region. But our assessment as of this morning is that Russia has not taken any of its major objectives. In fact, it is behind its hoped-for timetable. They've lost over 450 personnel, and indeed one of the significant airports they were trying to capture with their elite Spetsnaz has failed to be taken, and in fact the Ukrainians have taken it back.
That's super impressive. You don't even got to be super educated to know the Spetsnaz is one of the most elite military groups in the world, and for Ukrainians to actually hold off Spetsnaz and to maintain that airport is insanely impressive. Also, congratulations to them for keeping Russia behind schedule, because I truly thought this would be over by the end of the weekend.
So I think, contrary to great Russian claims, and indeed President Putin's sort of vision that somehow the Ukrainians would be liberated and would be flocking to his cause, he's got that completely wrong. And the Russian army has failed to deliver on day one its main objective. Defense attaché to the Ministry of Defense yesterday, I made sure he was reminded of his obligations under the Geneva Convention. The track record of Russians in places like Chechnya is not good, but nevertheless, those commanders, whether they are senior or junior, will be held responsible. And in this day and age, the good news is we know who they are and we can find out who they are should they commit war crimes.
I do enjoy that the sanctions being placed both economically and now via criminally against Russian military personnel is genius. We've talked about it. The world really can't do much right now, but what they are doing, I think, is impressive. They are deterring Russia in the absolute most efficient, least consequential way possible. And shout out to them for that, because I'm becoming very impressed by both Ukraine and the world's ability so far to handle this situation.
I certainly think what he is doing is deeply irrational. I certainly think he has gone full Tonto, if that's what what I said the other day and talking to some soldiers. No one else in their right mind would do what we are seeing on our telescreens today.
I do think that's unfair, though. I don't feel like we give multiple perspectives enough credit in this world. And the idea that Vladimir Putin is psychotic and has no personal justification for what he's doing, I think is ignorant. Vladimir Putin's not just doing this for fun. Vladimir Putin has objectives and beliefs in what he's doing, and we have to maybe not respect that, but we do have to understand that. I think we are doing everybody a disservice by just saying Russia is just ignorant and doing this for fun.
No one else would impose their will on another sovereign country with all sorts of concocted conspiracies and very bizarre readings of history, unless somehow they were acting deeply irrationally.
So the headline, just so everyone's aware, is he kind of highlights how Ukraine is fighting back, as Ukraine has killed over 800 Russian troops, destroyed 30 tanks, and shot down 7 fighter jets. In the grand scheme, is that a lot? I don't know. I'm not a military expert. However, it's impressive. It's impressive enough to say that they're at least putting up a fight. So, good for Ukraine, man.